Okay. Tarkir Dragonstorm. Collector box, play box. So, hold on, I want to reorganize this a little bit. There we go. And then, yeah, perfect. And you know, move that over there so I can take a look at maybe some prices of stuff that we potentially pull. Here we go. Oh, that seems... yeah. I was going to say, that seemed very zoomed in. Scan here to discover the coolest cards. And then it shows you the 3 clans, or the 5 clans, and then if you go just into a 2-color, what you can do there. So it's like, well, I like Abzan, but my green's not bad, so I'll keep the white black, and then you could be like, oh, well, I could add red, in which then you look at your red-white, in which you have a lot of tokens that you can sacrifice, so it, like, works well. That is louder than I thought it was. Jesus. Why is that so loud? There. Alright. I guess we'll just push that over there. Alright, we'll learn the correlation in this pack, and then we will... Okay, well, that makes it simple. Commons up front. Move this a little bit closer. And then... yeah, there we go. Alright. Narset's Rebuke. 5 mana. For an instant, deal 5 damage to a creature. You get to add blue, red, white. And then if the creature dies, you exile it. Delta Ballad flies. 2 mana for 1/2 flyer. If it attacks while you have a creature with a counter on it, then your opponent loses a life. Oh, my headphones. And my hair. What's going on? Alright, there we go. Okay. Soultide Devotee. 2 mana, 2/1 with Death Touch, and then you can filter once a turn for Soultide mana. Ice Ridge Serpent, 5/5 for a 3, or 5 mana for a 3/3. When it enters, you return a creature an opponent controls to their hand. Salt Road Packbee, 6 mana, 4/3. Costs less for each creature you control, but when it enters, you draw a card. Yeah, you go wide with a couple of tokens. Even just like turn 1, play a creature. Turn 2, play a creature. Turn 3, play a creature. Turn 4, play this guy. Like, it's not horrible. Like, why isn't that also, like, just a camel? Is that even a camel? It looks camel-esque. Why not just have camel instead of beast? Watcher of the Wayside. 3 mana for 3/2. When it enters, target player mills 2 cards, and then you gain 2 life. Heritage Reclamation. 2 mana. You destroy an artifact, an enchantment, or exile 1 target card from a graveyard and draw a card. Ooh. Mystic Monastery. It's the Jeskai land. Gurmag Rakshasha. 6 mana, 5/5 menace. When it enters, give a creature an opponent controls -2/-2, and a creature you control +2/+2. Okay. You You get a 5/5 body. You potentially kill a small threat. You pump up a guy, swing in, maybe kill something else with it. Okay. Disruptive Stormbrood. 5 mana for 3/3. When it enters, destroy an artifact or enchantment. Or for 2 mana, destroy a creature with power 3 or less, and then you shuffle it into your library. I like this guy. I would mainly use him for the petty revenge. Dragonstorm Forecaster. 1 mana for 0/3. And then 2 tap, search your library for a card named Dragonstorm Globe or Boulderborn Dragon. Reveal it and put it in your hand, then shuffle. So I know the Globe is 3 mana. I think the Dragon is 5. So you go turn 1 this, turn 2 search for the Globe, turn 3 play the Globe. And then maybe you have the Dragon in hand, so you can get the Dragon out turn 4. Warden of the Grove. 3 mana, 2/2, Hydra. Beginning your end step, put a counter on this creature. When another non-token creature you control enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. I saw this get really out of hand yesterday. So, like they were playing, you know, here's a 2 mana 2/2, and I'll make a 5/5 token. It was crazy. Ringing Strike Mastery. 1 mana for a aura. You tap the enchanted creature. It doesn't untap, but the enchanted creature does have just pay 5 mana to untap it. And Dismal Backwater for blue-black land that gains you a life when it enters. And a spirit token with a spirit token. Alright. Nightblade Brigade. 3 mana, 1/3, Death Touch. Mobilize 1. When it enters, surveil 1. So when this creature attacks, you create a tapped and attacking 1/1 red warrior token. And then you sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Snakeskin's Veil, we've seen in a previous set, but 1 mana, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature and give it hexproof. So really great way to stop removal. Dispelling Exhale, 2 mana. As an additional cost, you can behold a dragon if you control 1, or you can reveal 1 from your hand. Counter a spell unless the controller plays 2, but if the dragon was beheld, they have to pay 4. I mean, that's not horrible. Bearer of Glory. 2 mana, 2/1 with first strike, and then, or during your turn, first strike, and then for 5 mana, pump your board for a turn. Devoted Duelist, 2 mana, 2/1 with haste, and whenever you cast your second spell each turn, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Evolving Wilds, we've seen quite before. I do like this art of it. Sack the land, search your library for a basic land, put it in the field tapped. Rebellious Strike, 2 mana, give a creature +3/+0 and draw a card. Stormshriek Feral, 5 mana, 3/3 flying haste with fire, slow fire breathing, actually. And then 2 mana, discard a card, draw 2 cards, shuffle this in your library. Oh, that's not too bad. I did actually use that to do some really nice damage yesterday. Desperate Measures, black. Target creature gets +1/-1 until end turn. When it dies under your control, draw 2 cards. So it's a temporary Skull Clamp. But you essentially go, alright, I will swing like a 2/2, and your opponent blocks with a 1/1. You can end up either just killing, or let's say they block with a 3/1. You can just kill their 3/1 and keep your 2/2 alive. Or because you know your 2/2 is going to die, you Desperate Measures your 2/2, and then you draw 2 cards. And the creatures will still trade. I think it could be interesting. Kintree Severance. Exile target permanent with mana value 3 or greater. So you can either go white, black, green, or 2 generic if you're missing a color. So it costs anywhere between 3 and 6 mana. Sunset Strike Master. 2 mana for 3/1. Add red as a tap ability. 3 mana, sack this creature. It deals 6 damage to a creature with flying. Ooh, and Sidisi, Region of the Mire. 2 mana, 1/3. Tap, sack a creature you control with mana value X other than Sidisi. Return target creature card with mana value X+1 from your graveyard. So it's Birthing Pod in the graveyard, and you can only go X+1. You can't get anything less. But you can get some, like, nice ETB triggers. There's a whole mechanic of, like, creatures being removed from your graveyard. And so, like, something leaving your graveyard will end up triggering something else. So, I like the Sidisi. Watcher of the Wayside in foil. Nothing too great. Oh, and a Windscarred Crag as a foil. Red-white, gain a life land. Warrior token. Ooh, I haven't seen this dragon token yet. That's nice. Alright, worthy cost. 1 mana. Additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature, but you exile a creature or planeswalker. Yeah, get rid of a 1/1 token, you get rid of their big thing for 1 mana. Alright. Sangu Pummeler, 4 mana, 4/4, with Reach. And then you have Renew, which is to exile it from your graveyard for 5 mana. You put 2 +1/+1 counters and a Reach counter on a creature. So this goes, you know, sort of well with Sidisi. You use Sidisi maybe to sack a 3 mana cost guy. You get this guy back from your graveyard. If he dies again, or you can sack him the next turn to get a 5 mana card from your graveyard, and then you can still do the Renew for 5 mana. I like it. Unending Whisper, 1 mana, draw a card. Harmonize for 6. And Harmonize, you can cast it from your graveyard, and you can tap a creature to lower the cost by that creature's power. So, like, if the Pummeler was on the field, and this was in your grave, you can tap the Pummeler, in which then the Harmonize cost would drop from 5 in blue to 1 in blue. Osseous Exhale, 2 mana. You can Behold a Dragon. It deals 5 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. If you Beheld a Dragon, you gain 2 life. Shock Brigade, 2 mana for 1/3 with Menace and Mobilize 1. This can, because of the Menace, this makes it very easy for this to get in, and then you're kind of just sending the 1/1 to die. But, you know, if you have Enter or Death triggers, it's very nice. Feral Deathgorger, 6 mana for 3/5, Flying Death Touch. When it enters, you exile 2 cards from a graveyard. Or for 2 mana, you put a counter on a creature, draw a card, and then shuffle this in the library. So, early game, this is great, because it replaces itself, it pumps up one of your creatures, it then allows you to shuffle your library. And then end game, I mean, a 3/5 Flying Death Touch is decent. Jadecast Sentinel, 4 mana for 1/5 with Reach. 2 mana, put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. So you can tuck away maybe an opponent's Harmonize or an opponent's Renew. If for some reason you're worried about decking yourself out or some of your best cards ended up going to the grave, then, you know, you can end up putting them back in your deck, in which then maybe you shuffle your library at some point. Yes. Skirmish Rhino. Abzan mana, 3/4, trample. When it enters, Each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. It is very good. Dispirited Vanguard. 5 mana, 3/2. When this creature enters or attacks, endure 2. Oh, wow, yeah. So, 5 mana, 5/4, essentially. And then when it swings, you can make a 2/2 or make it a 7/6. Yeah, no, I like that. Bewildering Blizzard. 6 mana, instant, draw 3, and your creatures your opponents control get -3, -0. So a little bit of a fog with some card advantage. I like that. Stadium Headliner. Red mana, 1/1 with Mobilize 1. And then for 2 mana, you can sack this to deal damage equal to the number of creatures you control to another creature. So you just start going very heavy mobilized, and then you're like, alright, 2 mana, 7 damage to your big guy. Ooh, very nice. First mythic of the box, Stormscale Scion. 6 mana for a 4/4. Flying. Other dragons get +1/+1, and Storm. So for every spell that you cast beforehand, in the same turn that you cast this, you then get multiple copies of this. Oh, that's very good. Foil Hardened Tactician. 3 mana for 2/4. Pay 1, sack a token, draw a card. So it doesn't have to be a creature token. You could sack a clue token. Now your clue tokens are only 1 mana, draw a card. That's okay. That works really well with clue tokens. Swiftwater Cliffs, blue-red, gain life, and then another spirit. I'm going to put that Stormscale into a sleeve. I should have bought more sleeves yesterday, but I didn't think about it. Oh, we have a monk token. We'll see what that one looks like. Alright. Poise Practitioner. 3 mana, 2/3. Flurry. When you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and then scry 1. Okay. So turn 3, you play this. Maybe turn 4, you play a 1 and a 2 drop. So then you have a 3/4, you scry 1. Okay. It could be okay. Fire Rim Form. 2 mana for the enchantment flash. When the aura enters, the enchanted creature gets first strike for the turn, but a permanent +2/+0 buff. So you do a block, they're going to kill your thing, you flash this in to prevent your thing from dying, essentially. And then you just have a bigger beater until it actually dies. Alicia's Legacy, 2 mana. Creature gets Death Touch and indestructible until the end of turn. If I die today, I will ensure my death is worthy of legend. That's cool. Sarkhan's Resolve, 2 mana. Choose 1. A creature gets +3/+3, or destroy a creature with flying. Agent of Codis. 2 mana for 2/1. Renew for 4, so exile it from your graveyard. Put 2 counters on a creature. Ooh, and looks like she's going to betray Narset, at least within the story. Or no, she's going to help Narset, potentially. Interesting. Reputable Merchant, Abzan, or any variation up to 6. 2/2, when it enters or dies, put a counter on a creature you control. Okay. And it's got a turtle as like a pet. That's pretty cool. Dusute Earthcarver. 6 mana 4/4 reach. When it enters, endure 3. So a 6 mana 7/7 or a 6 mana 4/4, And you also get a 3/3 body. Okay. Temur Monument. 2 mana. Search for a basic forest, island, or mountain and put it into your hand. And then for 6 mana and sack the artifact, create a 5/5 elephant. Okay. Runescale Stormbrood. 4 mana, 2/4 flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell or dragon spell, it gets +2/+0. And then Chilling Screech for 2 mana. Counter target spell with mana value 2 or less. I like the blue streak here. I wonder how that will look in foil. Unrooted Ancestor. 3 mana, 3/2 with flash. So nice, a surprise blocker. 1, sack another creature. This gets indestructible, and then you tap it. Okay. Yeah, we've had these flash blockers before, which are always nice, because you're like, oh, you're swinging with a 1/1, I'll flash in a 3/2. Haha. I don't know, I could see that being, like, useful in some situations. Duty Beyond Death. 2 mana. Additional cost to cast a spell, sack a creature. Creatures you control gain indestructible, and then you put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Oh, that's actually not the worst. I like that. Ooh, Jeskai Revelation. 7 mana. Return target spell or permanent to its owner's hand. Deal 4 damage to any target. Create 2 1/1 white monk tokens with prowess. Draw 2 cards. Gain 4 life. So a bounce the big thing. Snipe off maybe a medium-sized thing. Get 2 blockers. Replace some cards in your hand. Gain 4 life. So it's a nice little stabilization spell in the late game. Reputable Merchant in foil. Ooh, the jars. And a little bit of the saddle as well. That's kind of nice. Tranquil Cove, white-blue, gain a life land, copy token, and then the monk token, which actually works with the Jeskai Revelation. Nice. Only what, like 5 packs into the box? 2 mythics already? Yeah, I think this is our 5th pack, actually. Alright, Bear of Glory we've seen. Duelist we've seen. Cruel Truths. 4 mana, instant, surveil 2, draw 2, lose 2. Yeah. So that's how you essentially draw in black, is you lose some life, you might surveil away a card. You know. But it's pretty nice, that's instant speed. Sengu Wildling. 5 mana for 3/3 when it enters, gain 3 life. Or green to search your library for a basic land card, put it in your hand, and then shuffle your library with this shuffling. So, I do like the Wildling. Very early game, you get an immediate fixing, and then late game, you get a 3/3 that helps stabilize you a bit. High Spire Bellringer. 3 mana for 1/4 with flying. The second spell you cast each turn costs 1 less. So it really helps go for the flurry mechanic. Watcher of the Wayside. Furious Forebear. 2 mana for a 3/1. When a creature you control dies while this is in your graveyard, you can pay 1 and a white to return it to your hand. Okay, a potential, constant recurring. So that you almost always have a blocker. That's not bad. Temur Monument, Runescale Stormbrew, Thunder of Unity, Mardu mana, draw 2, lose 2 for Saga 1. Number 2 and 3, whenever a creature you control enters this turn, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. So you can potentially remake up the life loss that you made if you are Very heavy in the mobilize mechanic. The tokens entering will end up helping stabilize you as well. I like it. Ooh, and Anafenza, Undying Lineage. 3 mana for 2/2 flash first strike. Whenever another non-token you control dies, Anafenza endures 2, where you can make a 2/2 spirit or put 2 counters on her. Ooh, and our showcase of the Feral Deathgorger. Huh. Can make out some detail on like the dragon's neck with the foiling in the right way. I like that. And Blossoming Sands foil, the green-white life gain. There's our elephant and a treasure. Durgar Island Dragon. It's the Durgar Island Dragon. 6 mana, 4/4 with flying and ward 2. That's not bad. Or instant, 2 mana, tap a creature, draw a card, shuffle this into your library. So it replaces itself, prevents an attacker for a turn. I like it. Riling Dawnbreaker. 5 mana for 3/4 with flying and vigilance. Beginning a combat on your turn, another target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Or for 2 mana, you make a 2/2 soldier and shuffle this into your library. Rescue Leopard. 3 mana, 4/2. When this creature becomes tapped, you may discard and then draw. Oh, he's got like a little pouch or something up there. That's cute. Delta Bloodflies. Enoch Wayfarer. 2 mana for 1/1. When it enters, you mill 3 cards. You can put a land that was milled into your hand. But if you don't, he's a 2/2. So, you can guarantee that you have a land to play, or you can end up just having a 2/2. Ooh, this one I like. Embermouth Sentinel. 2 mana for 2/1. When it enters, you can search your library for a basic land and put it on top. But if you control a dragon, you just put it on the battlefield tapped. So it's a nice little, either guarantee a specific color early game, and then, late game, it's a 2 mana ramp spell. Sig Appraiser. 3 mana for 2/1. When it enters, look at the top 2 cards of your library. You put 1 in your hand, the other goes to the graveyard. Ooh. Armament Dragon. 3 into Abzan for a 3/4 flyer. When it enters, you distribute 3 +1/+1 counters across 1, 2, or 3 creatures. So you can put them all on this guy, make him a 6/7, or you can spread it out to maybe pump up some lower creatures in order to give you a better looking board state. Shocking Sharpshooter. 2 mana for a 1/3 with reach. When this creature enters, or whenever another creature enters under your control, the Sharpshooter deals a damage to the opponent. So it's Impact Tremors on a stick, and it's very good. Ooh. Spectral Denial. X and blue. The spell costs 1 less for each creature you control with power 4 or less. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X. Ooh. Oh, and I bet this looks really nice in foil, too. Twin Maw Stormbrood. 6 mana for a 5/4. When it enters, you gain 5 life. Or for 2 mana, you can deal 5 damage to a creature that does not have flying. Ooh. Alright. Sinkhole Surveyor. 2 mana for a 1/3. Flying. When it attacks, you lose a life and you endure 1. So, turn 2, swinging with a 2/4 flyer. And then you can start making a little chump blockers if needed. Okay. I kind of like that. Ooh. There's a foil in the showcase frame of the Twin Maw Stormbrew. I like the way that the water is coming out right here. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Bloodfell Caves, red-black land, Reliquary Dragon. Tokens all colors, flying lifelink. When it enters, deal 3 damage to any target. I don't know what makes that. And then a 4/4 dragon. Alright, we had that. Roamer's Routine. 3 mana. Search your library for basic land, put it in play tapped, then shuffle. Harmonize for 5. So, you could literally go turn 3, ramp, turn 4, ramp again. But you are taking 2 turns off to literally just get lands into play. So it's a bit risky, but, I mean, ramp spell that you can then recast later is nice. Twin Bolt, 2 mana. Deals 2 damage among 1 or 2 targets. So you can go 1 and 1, or you can just go 2. So, Temur Tawny back. Temur mana, or up to 6. 4/3. When this creature enters, draw a card, then discard a card. He just kind of followed me home one day. I mean, could you say no to this face? Monastery Messenger, Jeskai, for 2/3 flying vigilance. When this creature enters, put 1 non-creature, non-land card from your graveyard on top of your library. Okay. And you can go up to the 6 mana if needed. Frontline Rush, red and white. You either get 2 1/1 goblins, or you pump a creature +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Very good. Opulent Palace is the Sultai land. Strategic Betrayal, 2 mana. Your opponent exiles a creature they control and their graveyard. You might only hit a 1/1, but you can get rid of their Harmonize, you can get rid of their Renew. If they only have 1 creature and it's a pretty big bomb, you get rid of that thing, in which then you're still getting rid of their graveyard. I like that card. Rally the Monastery, 4 mana, costs 2 less if you cast another spell this turn. Create 2 1/1 white monk creature tokens. Up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2, or destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. Oh, I bet that looks sick in foil too. Oh. Ooh, Songcrafter Mage. Temur mana for a 3/2, flash. When it enters, target instant or sorcery card in your graveyard gains Harmonize. Its Harmonize is equal to the mana cost, in which then Harmonizes again. You can tap a creature to lower the Harmonized cost by generic mana equal to the power. Songcrafter Mage, people are thinking it's like the new Snapcaster Mage. Bit harder to cast. And, yeah, instants are fine. Sorcery, you're still going to have to do on your turn. The sorcery doesn't become an instant, so. High Spire Bellringer in foil. Bloodfell Caves in foil. Bird token. Monk token. I don't think Songcrafter Mage. Let's see here. Yeah. I heard some people talking about it, but, like, the market right now does not seem to think that it's going to be great. Or at least until, you know, maybe somebody ends up finding a deck that it gets absolutely broken in. Alright, Pummeler we had. Whisper we had. Ration Sunshield, 4 mana for 3/4. When this creature enters, exile 2 cards from a single graveyard. And then white, tap to tap a creature. With a 3/4, though, I don't know how often you'll be doing the tapping unless you just know the 3/4 won't be able to get through. So, Shock Brigade. Abzan Devotee. 2 mana for 2/1. You can filter for one of the Abzan manas. And then for 3 mana, you can return it from your graveyard to your hand. Trade Route Envoy. 4 mana for 4/3. When it enters, you draw a card if you control a creature with a counter on it. If you don't draw a card, you can put a counter on the creature. So it's either a 4 mana 5/4 or a 4 mana 4/3 that draws you a card. Versatility. It isn't horrible. Gurmag Nightwatch. Sultai up to 6. 3/3. When it enters, look at the top 3 cards of your library. You can put 1 back on top, but then you put the rest in the graveyard. So you can either ditch all 3, or you can save one that you wanted to keep. We're at the Feral. We had Rite of Renewal. 4 mana. Return up to 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Then target player shuffles up to 4 target cards from their graveyard into their library, and then you exile the Rite of Renewal. So good for stuff leaving graveyard. I don't know why you would ever want to like shuffle your opponent's deck. So you could get rid of like maybe a Renew or Harmonize, or you could just put in like another creature that you wanted to get back into your library. So it's okay. Fleeting Effigy. 1 mana 2/2 with haste. When it enters, beginning your end step, return this creature card to its owner's hand. 3 mana, it gets +2/+0. Okay, so this is similar to like Reinforced Ronin from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. I think that's what it was called. Because it was a 1 mana 2/2 with haste, but then it had a channel ability of discarding it to do maybe just draw a card. Well, now I'm curious. Reinforced Ronin? Yeah, Reinforced Ronin. What was the channel ability? Oh, hey, I was right. 2 mana, discard a card, draw a card. Yeah, okay. Marshal of the Lost. 4 mana, 3/3 Death Touch. Whenever you attack, target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. This killed me in a game. Because they went really wide and it was like, alright, this creature gets +9/+9. So. And a Rediscover the Way. Jeskai mana. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 in your hand, the rest on the bottom. Do that 2 turns, and then turn 3, whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, a creature you control gets double strike. Okay. Coordinated Maneuver. 2 mana. You either destroy an enchantment or deal damage equal to the number of creatures you control to a planeswalker or creature. The lightning does sparkle a little bit. I like it. Thornwind Falls, green-blue land. Copy Monk. Getting a lot of Monk tokens. How many things make Monk tokens? I know we got the Mythic that does, but I don't recall really anything else. Anunnaki Wayfinder. Riverwalk Technique. 4 mana. You can either put something on the top or bottom of the opponent's library, but they get to choose, or you counter a non-creature spell. It feels expensive. I know the 4 mana for like the top or bottom is about right. It's like 4 or 5 mana for that. But a 4 mana counter a non-creature spell is a little expensive. Wingspan Stride. 1 mana for an enchant creature. It gets +1/+1 in flying. And then for 3 mana, you can return it to your hand from the field. Reigning Victor, Mardu, or up to 6 for 3/3 with Mobilize 1. But also when it enters, a creature you control gets +1/+0 and indestructible. I like the little guy. Ooh. Synchronized Charge. 2 mana. Distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 creatures you control. And then creatures you control with counters get Vigilance and Trample. And then Harmonize is 5. Ooh, Jeskai Shrinekeeper. Oh, this might look good foil. 2 and Jeskai, Flying Haste. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, gain a life, draw a card. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That is a really nice uncommon. I like that. Luxodon Battle Priest. 5 mana, 3/5. Beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another creature you control. So a little way to, like, buff up your guys to, you know, either swing in more or just have a better blocker. Stalwart Successor. 1 black-green for 3/2 Menace. Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature you control, if it's the first time counters have been put on that creature this turn, put a counter on that creature. Okay. So, just using these as the example, and then also we'll use the Jeskai. So, you play the Jeskai, you move to combat. The Elephant will put a counter on the Shrinekeeper. However, since it's the first time that a counter is being put on the Shrinekeeper, the Stalwart Successor says put another one on. So that's how that works. Alright. Ooh. Dalkoven Encampment. Enters tapped unless you control a swamp or a mountain. You add white. And then for 3 mana, whenever you attack, you create 2 1/1 red warrior creature tokens that are tapped and attacking. You sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Essentially, when you attack, mobilize 2. I don't know why they just didn't word it that way. This was actually very useful. I used this in the pre-release yesterday. It was very nice. Roamer's Routine in foil. You got the teamer symbol down there. Jungle Hollow, black-green life gain. Hey, zombie druid token. And a treasure token. Wild Ride, 1 mana. Creature gets +3/+0 and haste until end turn. Harmonize for 5. So, I mean, you know, great way to end up giving a big creature late game haste. Either through the Harmonize or just as a 1 mana spell. Kintree Nurturer, 3 mana, 2/1 with lifelink. When it enters, you endure 1. You can either make a 1/1 spirit or use a 3/2 with lifelink. I think the 3/2 with lifelink is slightly better. We've had the Resolve. We've had the Mastery. That. Jeskai Monument. Search for Island Mountain Plains. Put it into your hand. 4 mana. Sack this artifact. Make 2 birds. Okay. So this is what makes the bird tokens. I like that. Whale of War. 3 mana. Creatures target opponent controls get -1/-1. Or return 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. I like how this guy's just yelling at those in the desert. Unsparing Boltcaster. 3 mana for 3/3. When it enters, it deals 5 damage to a target creature an opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn. Okay, so you swing with a 1/1. They block with something big because they're like, I can just kill the thing. Second main phase, you play this, and you bolt the thing that was dealt damage by the 1/1, and more than likely kill it. I like it. Whirlwing Stormbrood. 5 mana, 4/3 with flash flying. You can cast sorceries and dragons as though they had flash. That's cool. Dynamic Roar. 3 mana for sorcery. Put 3 counters on a creature you control. Ooh. I don't know. I like that sorceries are now instants idea. Like, that's not bad. Ooh, here we go. Rot Curse Rakshasa. 2 mana 5/5 demon. With Trample and Decayed. It can't block, but when you attack with it, you sack it at the end of combat. But renew of X black. Exile this card from your graveyard. Put a Decayed counter on each of X target creatures. Activate only as a sorcery. So early game, you smack them heavily. Late game, you exile this from your graveyard. Your opponent's creatures can't block. You swing in for the game. That's really nice. And a Breaching Dragonstorm in foil. I don't know. That could have maybe looked better in foil. When this enchantment enters, you exile cards off the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You can cast it for free if its mana value is 8 or less. But if you don't, you put it in your hand. But when a dragon you control enters, you bounce this back to your hand. So you can get repeated free value, essentially. Red, white land. Spirit. The Rock Cursed Rakshasa. It's pretty nice. Oh, we got an art card. Have we gotten an art card yet? I don't think we have. Alright, Trade Route Envoy. Focus the Mind, 5 mana. Costs 2 less if you've cast another spell this turn. Draw 3, discard 1. Okay, so 5 mana, draw 3, discard 1. Or 3 mana, draw 3, discard 1. But you will have had to at least cast something else earlier. Okay. Mardu Devotee. 1 mana for 1/2. When it enters, scry 2. And then you filter for one of the Mardus. Okay. Meticulous Artisan. 4 mana for 3/3. Prowess. When it enters, get a treasure. Alright. Summit Intimidator. 4 mana for 4/3 with reach. When it enters, target creature can't block this turn. Ooh. Nice way to guarantee something getting in. Okay. Jeskai Monument. Well, that's weird. That's literally the uncommons we just had. Alright. Hollowmurk Siege. Green, black for an enchantment. You choose Abzan or Sultai. Sultai. Whenever a counter is put on a creature you control, draw a card. And whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on attacking creature. It gains menace until end of turn. The Sultai is a bit weird. Because Sultai, yes, you're exiling things from your graveyard to maybe get counters on it. But Sultai is less about counters and more about, like, graveyard. You know, something to do with your graveyard. Maybe it's like, if you attack with 3 or more creatures, you return a creature from your graveyard to your hand or something. The Abzan does care about counters, so either of those would have been, like, Abzan-y. But I don't know, the Sultai seems a little weird on it. But if you get 2 of these out, and you pick 1 Sultai, 1 Abzan, you will end up, getting some very nice synergistic stuff. Ooh, and a new way forward. 2 blue, red, white. Next time a source of your choice would deal damage to you, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, it deals that much damage to that source's controller, and you draw that many cards. Ride down with draw stuff. And it's a foil rare, first foil rare. Very nice. Windscarred Crag. Is that Sidisi? That is Sidisi! Hey! I'll put a foil rare into a sleeve for now. Alright. Dragonback Lancer. 4 mana, 3/3 with flying, and mobilize 1. It's a solid beater. Ooh, Jeskai Devotee. 2 mana for 2/2. You can filter for Jeskai. Flurry, whenever you cast your second spell, he becomes a 3/3 for the turn. Okay. That's alright. Dragon's Prey. 3 mana. For an instant to destroy a creature, but if it targets a dragon, it's 5 mana. Romer's Routine. Oh, Humbling Elder. 1 mana for a 1/2 with flash. When it enters, target creature an opponent controls gets -2/-0. Okay. Interesting. Lightfoot Technique. 2 mana. Put a counter on a creature, and it gains flying and indestructible. Nice little combat trick. Dragonstorm Globe. 3 mana. Mana Rock. But dragons enter with a +1/+1 counter. It's very nice. Ooh. Reverberating Summons. 2 mana. Beginning of combat, if you cast 2 or more spells, it becomes a 3/3 until the end of turn. And then late game, you can discard your hand, sack this enchantment, draw 2 cards. Okay. Jeskai Brushmaster. 1 in Jeskai for 2/4 with double strike and prowess. Elegance, precision, grace. Qualities that must be practiced in writing as well as combat. Ah. Knockout Maneuver. 3 mana. Put a counter on target creature you control, then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. Okay, so it's a buff plus a punch. Gotcha. Eshki Dragonclaw. 1 in Teamer for 4/4 with Vigilance, Trample, and Ward 1. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast both a creature spell and non-creature, draw a card and put 2 counters on Ishka. Okay. Won't trigger on the turn that it comes in. It does have a little bit of protection with the Ward 1. So then turn 5, maybe play a, one of the like fetch land dragon. And then you also play like just a 1 mana creature. This is now a 6/6 with Vigi and Trample. You've replaced a card. Okay. I kind of like that. That's not bad. Ooh. And special art, a Mardu Siegebreaker. 1 in Mardu for 4/4 with Death Touch and Haste. When this creature enters, exile another creature you control until this creature leaves the battlefield. When this creature attacks for each opponent, create a tapped token that's a copy of the exiled card. Attacking that opponent. At the beginning of your end step, sack those tokens. That's very nice. The Serpent in foil. And then just the full art planes. Wow, we actually have not gotten a full art land yet. Move the packs out. Move the cards in so that I have a bit more space. There we go. Alright, Cruel Truth, Wildling, Teamer Devotee, 2 mana, 3/3 with Defender, and then you filter for Teamer mana. Ah, nice. Tempest Hawk, 3 mana, 2/2, flying. If it deals combat damage to a player, you can search your library for a card named Tempest Hawk, put it in your hand, then shuffle. A deck can have any number of cards named Tempest Hawk. Underfoot Underdogs. 3 mana for 1/2, but you create a 1/1 goblin with it. And then for 1 and tap, target creature you control with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. Caustic Exhale. Black, additional cost to cast this, behold a dragon, or pay 1. And then target creature gets -3/-3. Yeah, that's not bad. Tawnyback, Sentinel, Sultai Monument, Swamp Forest Island, 5 mana. You get 2/2 black zombie druid tokens. Formation Breaker. Creatures with power less than this creature's power can't block it. And as long as you control a creature with power or a counter on it, it is a 3/3. Oh, that's very easy. And then that's also very disgusting. So you play this, let's just say turn 2. There's the Feral Deathgorger, where on turn 3 you're like, alright, I'll give this a +1/+1 counter. I'll draw a card. Then you have a 4/4 that can't be chumped blocked. Like, you can just start getting in for 4, and then, like, that's a 5-turn clock with that until they get something with power 4 or greater. So, it's not bad. Constrictor Sage. 5 mana for 4/4. When it enters, tap a creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. Renew for 3. Exile this card from a graveyard. Tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it. So, you get a 5 mana 4/4 body. You shut down one of the creatures for a turn. And then, if it dies, you just do it again. Ooh. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Add colorless. Add a mana of any color for dragon or omen spell. 4 mana. Sack this land. Search your library for a dragon and put it in your hand. Okay. Heritage Reclamation and Foil. Dismal Backwater. Spirit. Piercing Exhale. Green mana, you can behold a dragon. Your creature punches something. Either a creature or a planeswalker. But if you beheld a dragon, you get to surveil 2. So nice little punch effect there. Snowmelt Stag. 4 mana for 2/5 with Vigilance. During your turn, however, it's a 5/2. And then for 7 mana, it can't be blocked. As soon as it's a 5/2, your opponent can just, Caustic Exhale it and kill it. So, we saw that. Seize Opportunity. 3 mana. Exile top 2 cards of your library until your next turn. You may play those cards. Up to 2 target creatures. Each get +2/+1 until end of turn. So a little combat trick or some impulse draws if needed. Sandskidder Outrider. 4 mana for 2/1 with Menace. When it enters, it endures 2. So you get a 2/1 with Menace and a 2/2, or you get a 4/3 Menace. Night Watch we've seen. Hey, there's the Boulderborn Dragon we talked about earlier. 5 mana 3/3, Flying Vigilance. When it attacks, surveil 1. Come on. There we go. Whirlwind Stormbrood we've seen. Mardu Monument. Same thing as the other monuments. You get a Mountain, Plains, or Swamp now. 5 mana, sack it. You get 3 1/1 red warrior creature tokens. They gain Menace and Haste. Oh, but they're permanent tokens. They don't sacrifice like the other warrior tokens do in the set. Okay. Tuned Hunter. 3 mana 3/3 trample. When 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, put a counter on this creature. Okay. 100 Battle Veteran. 4 mana for a 4/2. If there are 3 or more different kinds of counters among creatures you control, it is a 6/6. You can cast this card from your graveyard. If you do, it enters with a finality counter on it. Oh. Yeah, you put a... With some of the renew stuff, you get +1/+1 counters. You get reach counters. Finality counter would be another one. If one of your creatures is stunned, the stun counter counts. Okay. Winter Night Stories. 3 mana. Draw 3 cards. Discard 2 unless you discard a creature. Harmonize for 5. Okay. Ooh, Starry-Eyed Skyrider. 3 mana for a 1/3. When this creature attacks, another target creature you control gains flying. Attacking tokens have flying. Rugged Highlands foil, the red-green land. Warrior token, Goblin token. There you are, buddy. Fortress Kinguard, 2 mana for 1/2. But when it enters, you endure 1. So it's either a 2 mana 2/3, which is above curve, which is nice. Or you get a nice little 1/1 body. Twin Bolt we've seen. We've seen that. Boom. Salt Road Skirmish. 4 mana, destroy a creature. You get 2 warriors with haste. But they sacrifice at the end of turn. It's not bad. You get a nice little removal spell. You get 2 little 1/1s. Maybe you're able to chip in for 1 damage. Auroral Procession. Green and blue. Return a card from your graveyard to your hand. Bone Cairn Butcher. 1 in Mardu for 4/4. Mobilize 2. And then attacking tokens have Death Touch. Ooh. That is gross. Yeah, this guy caused me some problems yesterday. There's a non-foil showcase, Feral Deathgorger. New Way Forward, which we got as a foil earlier. Kishla Trawlers. 3 mana for a 3/2. When it enters, you can exile a creature card from your graveyard. Return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Fish are like any other crop or flock. They must be carefully tended and never over-harvested. Yes. Because, wasn't there like a salmon or something that was hunted? Or fish to, like, extinction? Or not extinction, but, like, endangerment or something like that? Uh-oh. Oh, no. There we go. Ooh. Kortig Nestguard. 3 mana 4/4 with Defender, but for 3 mana you can attack with it. Alright. That's kind of cool. Molten Exhale. We might have seen all the exhales now. 2 mana, you can cast this as though it had flash if you behold a dragon. 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Okay, yeah. Rebellious Strike, we've seen the Feral. Quarry Mountain Stalwart. 3 mana for a 3/3. Flurry, whenever you cast your second spell of turn, it deals 2 damage to your opponent and gains 2 life. Yeah. Nice little spell slinger. Get some life gain to stabilize. When this creature... Abzan Monument, so Plain Swamp Forest. 4 mana, you get an XX Spirit, where X is the greatest toughness among creatures you control. Ooh. Krumar Initiate. 2 mana for 2/2. X and black, tap, pay X life, endure X, activate as a sorcery. So, total of 4. You put 3 into the X, pay 3 life, you get a 3/3. You can constantly make a 1/1 blocker, but at that point, like, is it worth it? I don't know about this card. Wingblade Disciple. 3 mana for 2/2, flying. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a bird. Ooh, okay. Yeah, see, this I feel works, is just a better card than the Initiate. Initiate, you're losing some life. Here, you just play some spells, you get an extra blocker out of it. It's not bad. Hey, let's go. Mox, Jasper. It's a 0 mana artifact. You add mana of any color, but only for a only if you control a dragon. Narset's Rebuke in foil. There's definitely something going on there, but Bloodfell Caves, Spirit, Mox Jasper as our 4th mythic, I believe. Not bad. Rage, greed, arrogance. People only accuse dragons of what they fear in themselves. Oh, that's actually... wow, that's actually really smart. Yeah, because, you know, whenever, like, anytime in movies, oh, dragon, or any sort of, like, game, oh, dragons are greedy, they have hordes of treasures, they think they're smarter than they actually are, you know. Ooh, another art card. Sweet. Alright. Undergrowth Leopard, 2 mana, 2/2, Vigilance, 1 mana, destroy an artifact or an enchantment. Durger. Stormplane Detainment, 3 mana for an enchantment. When it enters, you exile a non-land permanent and opponent controls until this enchantment leaves the battlefield. So you detain something, but then the leopard can blow it up, and so they'll get it back. And hey, another leopard. Haven't seen this guy yet. Adorned Crocodile. I wonder how many crocodiles we have in Magic. Is there a way to make a Kindred deck out of them? Maybe. 5 mana for 5/3. When this creature dies, make a 2/2 zombie druid. Renew for 1 mana. Exile this from a graveyard. Oh, but you only get 1 counter. That's why it's 1 mana. Okay. Static Snare. 5 mana for an enchantment with flash. It costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature. When it enters, you exile target artifact or creature and opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. So yeah, you can swing with 3 mana or 3 creatures, then tap 2 mana yourself to exile something. If your opponent is attacking you with 4 creatures, then this only costs 1 because you can end up exiling one of their attackers. So it's a nice instant speed removal. So Reni's Rebuff, 2 mana, sorcery speed, bounce a creature, harmonize for 6. The sorcery speed bounce, I feel, is a bit lacking. Corroding Dragonstorm. 1 in black. When it enters, each opponent loses 2 life. You gain 2 life. Surveil 2. And then dragon enters, bounce it to your hand. Okay. Mammoth Bellow. 5 mana. 2 and Teamer for a 5/5 elephant. And then harmonize for 8 mana. However, the great thing is you go turn 5, you know, you get a 5/5 element. Turn 6, you pay 3 mana, you get another 5/5 elephant by tapping the first elephant. Like, the Bellow is actually a pretty strong card. Ooh. Windcrag Siege. 1 red and white. You choose Mardu or Jeskai. Mardu, If a creature attacking causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers an additional time. So that works really well with the mobilize. So your mobilize 2s are now a mobilize 4. And then this works really well in, there's a commander deck, which cares about, like, creatures attacking alone, which then also gets you extra triggers. And then Jeskai, beginning of upkeep on your turn, create a 1/1 goblin. It gets lifelink and haste. I mean, if you're really, like, struggling for creatures, I guess you go Jeskai. I feel like Marduk's the stronger version. So, Humbling Elder. White, green. And, oh, this is Sarkhan's Resolve. I'm smart. Hey, our second Tempest Hawk. I'll take it. We want to get to at least 4. Caustic Exhale, that thing. Unrooted Ancestor, Duty Beyond Death, Sultai Monument. Alright. Avenger of the Fallen. 3 mana for 2/4 with Death Touch. Mobilize X, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. This can be very good if you're filling your graveyard very quickly. And then you just start swinging. You get a bunch of 1/1s. It's fantastic. Sage of the Fang. 3 mana for 2/2. When it enters, put a counter on this creature. Oh, no. Put a counter on target creature. 4 mana, exile this card from your graveyard, put a counter on target creature, then double the number of counters on that creature. Oh. Ooh. Okay, can I get a... First off, can I get a... There we go. Yeah, look at that. That is how you do a foiling. His armor's all shiny. The, No, that's still just armor on the back of him. His eyes glow slightly. That's a nice looking foil. White, black, life gain. Again, the Reliquary Dragon. What makes the Reliquary Dragon? Alright, focus of mind. Marvel do. We saw the snag. We saw that. Riverwheel Sweep. Jeskai or up to 6 mana. Tap a creature. Put 3 stun counters on it. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You choose one of them. And then until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. Okay. I mean, 3 stun counters on a creature is always nice. 3 mana isn't bad for it either. Then a sort of impulse draw. Okay. Traveling Botanist. 2 mana for 2/3. When it becomes tapped, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may reveal it and put it in your hand. If you don't put that card in your hand this way, you can put it in your graveyard. Okay. I'm just trying to think of, like, yeah, it's essentially like maybe a draw. You can guarantee, like, land drops, because it doesn't say basic. It just says land. I could maybe see some use for that. Age of Sculptor. 4 mana for 2/3 with flying. Ward 2. Beginning your upkeep, you may exile 2 cards from your graveyard. If you do, put a counter on this creature. I mean, if you have lands that you never intend on, like, getting back, you can exile those. Doesn't, this more synergizes with just cards leaving your graveyard. Not really well with the, renew or the harmonize mechanic, though. Double Oaken Encampment. Magmatic Hellkite. 4 mana for a 4/5 flyer. When this creature enters, destroy a non-basic land the opponent controls. They get a basic onto the battlefield tapped, but it enters tapped with a stun counter. So it shuts them off of a mana for a turn, and it's very good. I like it. Ooh, and a foil Keru Goldkeeper. 1 and Sultai for a 3/3 flyer. When one or more cards leave your graveyard during your turn, create a treasure token. 5 mana renew. Exile this card from your graveyard, put 2 counters and a flying counter on target creature. Ah. I was hoping like the gold maybe shimmered a little bit more. Oh, well. No, I still feel like it could have had a little more shimmer to it. I think I'm seeing something down in the text box, though. If I can get it to shine right again. Maybe not. Plains, bird token, monk token. Another art card, yay! I like doing the guessing game on the art card. Sultai Devotee, Serpent, Pack Beast, Wild Ride, Nurturer, Wingspan. Roiling Dragonstorm. 2 mana. When it enters, draw 2, discard a card. Whenever a dragon enters, bounce it to your hand. Okay. Nomad Outpost is the Mardu land. Sage of the Fang, War Effort. 4 mana, creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever you attack, create a 1/1 red warrior token. Community is strength. Yes, it is. Ooh, here we go. All Out Assault. 2 mana, or 5 mana, 2 and Mardu. Creatures you control have +1/+1 in Death Touch. When the enchantment enters, if it's your main phase, there is an additional combat phase after this phase, followed by an additional main phase. When you next attack this turn, untap each creature you control. So, you can play this turn 1, or main phase 1, in which then you have a combat, main phase, combat, main phase. You can play it in your second main phase, in which then you are getting still an additional combat and main phase. Had to explain this to a friend, where you can play this main phase 1, swing with a bunch of stuff, which then untap. You get a main phase, then you can go to your combat, swing a bunch of stuff again. So you can get 2 really big attacks out of this with main phase 1. You can still get that with main phase 2, but the way that I see main phase 2, if you play it then, is during your original combat, you swing out with a bunch of stuff. You play this main phase 2, in which then you might have a 1/1 that's able to attack. You swing with that 1/1, you're untapping all of your other creatures to be able to leave them up as blockers. So it's very versatile on how you want to have your double combats, but it's a very good card nonetheless. Voted Duelist in foil. Ooh, there's a little piece of cloth there shines. That's nice. Jungle Hollow. Well, that's clearly Ugin. It's Ugin. That one wasn't as fun because I knew that card. Very cool. Let's see here. We're about 2/3 of the way through the box. So far, 5 mythics. Not too bad. And 1 foil rare. How many packs do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 10 packs left. So I think we could get maybe another 2 or 3 mythics. Hey, Drake, how you doing? Alright, Dragon Spray. We've seen Veil, the Elder, the Kinguard, the Duelist, the Appraiser. Unburied Earthcarver. 2 mana for 2/2. 2 mana, sack another creature to put a counter on this creature. Okay, no, I can see that being useful. You're swinging with a 1/1, and this, they block the 1/1 with a 2/2. They block this with a 2/2. You can sack the 1/1 in order to make this a 3/3, so you kill one of their creatures. Okay. Disgusting uncommon 1-drop here. 1 mana 1/1, Dragon Sniper, Vigilance, Reach, Death Touch. It's absolutely gross. Jesk Island. Rakshasha, we saw the Storm Brood. Ooh, inevitable defeat. 1 in Mardu, can't be countered. Exile non-land permanent. The opponent loses 3 life, you gain 3 life. I like it. And a foil war effort. I mean, the 2 humans pop out a little bit more with the foil, but... Or orcs, or, you know, whatever they are. Soldier token, soldier token. Bitsley, I'm okay. Bit tired from yesterday, because I think I played Magic for, like, 9 hours yesterday. Now we're doing this. So, but other than that, I'm not really doing anything this weekend, so... just gonna record some games... and sort these cards. So, overall, not too bad. Aggressive Negotiations. 3 mana, target opponent reveals your hand, choose an online card from it, exile the card, put a counter on a creature you control. Yeah, you get rid of something that might cause you some trouble. You pump up one of your guys. It ended up getting rid of a card that I wanted to play last night. So I like that. The pumping of a guy makes it actually much better. Descendant of Storms, 1 mana 2/1. When it attacks, you may pay 1 and a white. If you do, it endures 1. Okay. So turn 2, you might be swinging with a 3/2. Yeah, you do nothing else on turn 2. Your opponent has no creatures. You can end up just creating a 1/1. It could be interesting. I'd have to think a little bit more on that one. Defibrillating Current. Mardu, or up to 6. Deals 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker. You gain 2 life. Potentially blow something out. Stabilize a little. Get rid of a problem planeswalker. Stabilize a little. Okay. Ooh. Okay, well, here we go. Dragon Brood's Relic. 2 mana for an artifact. Tap an untapped creature you control to add mana of any color. So that's Springleaf Drum. Then for 8 mana, with 5 of it being 1 of each color, sack the artifact, make a 4/4 Reliquary Dragon token, or a dragon creature named Reliquary Dragon that is all colors, flying, lifelink, enters, deal 3 damage to any target, which will then also gain you 3 life. Okay, so now I see where the Reliquary Dragon comes from. Glacial Dragon Hunt. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Blue and red, draw a card, you may discard a card. If you discard a non-land card this way, deals 3 damage to any creature. Harmonize is 6 mana from the graveyard. People are thinking this is what? What's the format? Pioneer for Arc-like Phoenix. So this is going to be a very good uncommon. Ooh. Great Irration City. Enters tapped unless you have a forest or plains. You can add black. 1 in black. Exile this creature. Exile a creature card from your graveyard. Make a 1/1 white spirit. Foil Twin Bolt. Oh, there's a cave behind her. It's just so dark that it's kind of hard to tell. Tranquil Cove. Warrior Dragon. Drumplane Detainment. We saw that, that. Alright. Teamer Battle Crier. Teamer mana for 4/3. During your turn, spells cost 1 less to cast for each creature with power 4 or greater you control. It's very good. It starts making your stuff incredibly cheap. So, ooh, and a foil Thunder of Unity. We already got this one earlier, but now we have it in foil. Swiftwater Cliffs, Warrior Goblin. Alright, last couple of packs coming out of the box. Alright, Sarkhan's Resolve, Mastery. Champion of Dusan. 3 mana, 4/2 with Trample. You can renew it for 2 mana, put a +1/+1 counter and a trample counter on a creature. This killed me because somebody got it to like being a 9/7. Reputable Merchant, Desperate Measures, Kintree Severance. Channel Dragonfire. 1 mana, sorcery, deal 2 damage to any target. Harmonize for 7. Ugh. Yathon Road Watcher. I haven't seen this guy. 1 white, black, green. When it enters, if you cast it, mill 4 cards. If you do, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh. And it doesn't even have to be from the 4 milled cards. No, that's nice. Nice little graveyard recursion. It synergizes a bit with the Sultai if you were to be splashing this into Sultai. I like it. Teamer Devotee foil. Ooh, yeah, there we go. A little bit of color on like the wisp slashes, it looks like. Alright, Exhale, Shock Brigade, Death Gorger. Oh, Dalkoven Pack Beast. 3 mana for 0/0 Vigilance, but mobilize 3. So you swing with a 0 for it, and you swing with 3 1/1s. This got a little crazy in one of the matches that I was fighting it in. It was, it hurt. Carrot Kick Guardian. 3 in Teamer for 6/5. Flying Vigilance Trample. And Hexproof if it hasn't dealt damage yet. Okay. Alchemist Assistant. 2 mana, 2/1 with a lifelink. Oh, it's a monkey. 2 mana, exile this from your graveyard. Put a lifelink counter on something. Okay. The monkey's holding something up there. Maybe a potion bottle or something. Encroaching Dragonstorm. 4 mana, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield tapped. When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. Okay. Terza Light Shatter. 3 mana, 3/3 haste. When it enters, discard up to 2 cards, draw that many. When it attacks, if there are 7 more cards in your graveyard, exile a card at random from your graveyard. You may play that card this turn. I might have to add her into one of my decks, actually. The being able to just play stuff from the graveyard, and, you know, you get some better cards in your hand. Yeah, I might have to put her into one of my decks that I play with. We have an art card. Alright, Cruel Truce, Wildling, Bellringer. Hey, third Tempest Hawk. I'll take it. Effortless Master. 2 blue-red for 4/3 with Vigilance and Menace. Enters with 2 +1/+1 counters if you cast 2 or more spells this turn. So he can be your second spell, and he will still get the counters. But I'm... Oh, God. A 6/5 Menace Vigilance? That's disgusting. Karu Goldkeeper, Channel Dragonfire, Roar of Endless Song. 2 in Teamer, create a 5/5 elephant, create a 5/5 elephant, double the power and toughness of each creature you control. Yeah, no, that can be scary. That is a great way to just end games. And Aggressive Negotiations. I never realized until now it's a snake biting the hand. And there's a knife leaning down on one of the fingers. Huh. Well, that's Ugin. Yay, Ugin! Can't believe we got 2 Ugin art cards. Now, can you give me an Ugin then? You gave me the art cards. Can you give me an actual Ugin? Technique, Maneuver, Wild Ride, Crocodile, Devotee, Regent, Victor. Rakshasha's Bargain. Sultai or up to 6. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 in your hand. The other 2 in your graveyard. Yeah, great way to get potentially what you need. Especially for 3 mana. Like the potential of 3 mana, you refill 2 cards in your hand. Yeah, no, I like that a lot. Zergo's Vanguard. 3 mana, star 3, mobilize 1. This creature's power is equal to the number of creatures you control. Okay, we've seen this sort of effect before, where it's like, equal to the power is equal to the number of artifacts you control and whatnot. But it's always on like a 3 toughness creature, which does make it a bit easier to remove. Ooh, Purging Stormbrood. 5 mana, 5/5. Flying, ward to ward of pay 2 life. When it enters, remove all counters remove all counters from up to 1 target creature. So you can shrink one of your opponent's creatures, or you can omen it for +2/+2, lifelink, and hexproof at instant speed. This also killed me in a game. The omen ability ended up getting me at one point. So, ooh, nice little showcase of the Boulderborn Dragon. I like that. Corey Steelcutter. 2 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 in haste. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a monk and then attach this to it. I mean, you can, like, with even it just sitting on the battlefield, you can potentially end up getting an extra blocker out of it. Okay. The fact that it does potentially just auto-attach to the monk does make it a bit annoying. If you already have it attached to something else, you don't have to attach it to the monk. But I mean, the potential to just make blockers, like, that's always a good thing. Oh, here we go. That's going to be a great foil. Yeah. All the lightning, the fire. Oh, that's spicy. I like that. Zombie Druid and Treasure. 3 packs left of the play box. Keep going through until I find something new. Host of the Hereafter. 4 mana, 2/2. It enters with 2 counters on it, so it's really a 4 mana, 4/4. When this or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on another creature. What is the artifact version of that called? I think it's modular. Where it enters with X counters, but then if it dies, you move the counters over to something. So, yeah, I saw this make something incredibly big at the pre-release. Wayspeaker Bodyguard. 4 mana, 3/4. When it enters, return target non-land permanent card with mana value 2 or less from graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, tap a creature your opponent controls. Interesting. White with... Oh, yeah, because white does do some tapping stuff. So... The mana value 2 or less... I mean, granted, if you're playing this turn 5, you go turn 4 this, turn 5, play the 1-drop that you just recurred back to your hand, you tap something. Okay. Dragon Claw Strike. Teamer, or up to 6, double the power and toughness of target creature you control, then it fights something. Yeah, alright, 3 mana, you turn a 3/3 into a 6/6, you fight something, you can swing with the 6/6 then. Yeah, okay. This is sorcery speed, so it does make it a little easier to work around. United Battlefront. 4 mana, sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 non-creature, non-land cards with mana value 3 or less from among them on the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this will get you your 3 mana and less enchantments and artifacts. Or planeswalkers, too. And I guess battles as well. Alright. Ooh! Showcase Dragonologist. When this enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. Reveal an instant or sorcery or dragon from among them. Put it in your hand. The rest go on the bottom. Untapped dragons have hexproof. 3 mana, 1/3. Okay. That showcase art does look really nice. Hey, and a foil of the relic that makes the Reliquary Dragon. Swamp. Alright. Caustic Exhale, Nestguard, Devotee, Sunshield, Exhale, Reclamation, Negotiations, Mardu Monument. We saw the Attuned Hunter, the Battle Veteran, the Forebear, Sage of the Skies. 3 mana, 2/3. When you cast this spell, if you've cast another spell this turn, copy this spell. You get a Flying and Lifelink 2/3. So you will end up getting 2 of them, which is, you know, pretty good. Flying Lifelink, you're able to block some of the dragons. You can gain some of your life back. You jump block some of the small stuff. And a foil Snakeskin Veil. Ooh. Oh, foil Dismal Backwater. I mean, that doesn't really look all dismal. Like, that looks very lush. I don't know what they're doing with the art for that, though. Alright, last pack of the box. Pack Beast, Rebuke, Nurturer, Champion. Overwhelming Surge. Choose one or both. Deal 3 damage to target creature. Destroy a non-creature artifact. So, yeah, blow up a mana rock. Or an equipment. Get rid of a creature. I like it. Fresh Start. 2 mana. Flash. Enchant creature. Gets -5, -0, and loses all abilities. Makes it worthless. Starred Skyrider. Teeming Dragonstorm in showcase form. 4 mana. Create 2 2/2 white soldiers. Whenever a dragon you control enters, bounce this to your hand. Ooh, Sarkhan Dragon Ascended. 2 mana 2/2. When it enters, behold a dragon. If you do, create a treasure token. Whenever a dragon you control enters, put a counter on Sarkhan. Then until the end of turn, Sarkhan becomes a dragon with flying. Okay. Yeah, I like that. And a Boulderborn Dragon in foil. Yeah, not really a fan of that foiling. Alright, so no mythics in the last, Jesus, 10 packs. So 5 total mythics in the box. That was not a great hit rate. Or 1 out of, was it 6 packs? 1 out of 6 packs actually might not be too bad. So I am excited about the Mox Jasper though. That one is that one's pretty spicy. Let's take a look here. What am I looking at here? So Mox Jasper right now, 25, which isn't bad. But that seems to be the best card that we pulled for the box. Yeah, I think that was yeah, because the Rot Curse is only like $8. I'm not even seeing the Storm Scale Scion. Or maybe I'm just stupid. Storm Scale Scion. Yeah, Storm Scale Scion is 6. So, bit of a disappointing box, monetarily wise. But there are some things in here that I will be very happy to be using in a deck or two. So, let's close this box. Put that over here. Now we have this box, which I do have the things. Good. I'm gonna have to, next time I buy Nitro gloves, I'm gonna have to like go up a size or something. These are very tight. Okay. All right. Collector packs. Let's see how they are correlated. So we'll do the first one just top to bottom. Nope. I think we go backwards. Because that's going to be... Yeah, that's the token there. Well, I could go like that, I think will be enough. Do I see the basic? I do see the basic. Okay. Swamp. Sega Wildling in showcase frame. Purging. Ooh, that one looks cool in the showcase frame. Skirmish Rhino we saw. Butcher we saw. Disciple we saw. Now I think we're getting into... Alright, token. Ooh! That's nice. Japanese Sarkon. In showcase frame. I don't believe... This is considered the... Let's see here. Nope, that's not the right Sarkon. Oh, what was this one? Dragon Soul? So no, this is number 403. So this is just considered the showcase, not the Halo foil. But that's still a pretty cool hit right away. I mean, that's nice. Great Irration City in its borderless version. Stadium Headliner. Yeah, we saw him earlier. Iron Will Forger. 3 mana, 3/3 Lieutenant. Beginning combat on your turn. If you control your commander, target non-legendary creature you control gets Myriad. Oh god, what is Myriad? If you attack the player with the highest life, you create copies that are attacking the other opponents as well. Or maybe it's just whenever you attack, you create a copy attacking the other opponents. I don't remember. Myriad is not a ability I'm super familiar with. And then the Roar of Endless Song. Well, I mean, pack 1 immediately. A nice Sarkon there to start it off. Actually, I'm gonna put it like that, I think. Okay. I'll assume that. Wonderful. Planes. Ooh, Keurig Guardian. Showcase foil. Jeskai Shrine Keeper in non-foil. Stormbrood, Encroaching Dragonstorm, Channel Fireball, the Globe. Oh, the Globe is nice. Evolving Wilds, Dragonback Lancer, Copy Token. Alright. Narset Jeskai Waymaster. 3 mana for 3/4. Beginning your end step, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw cards equal to the number of spells you've cast this turn. And she's in foil, too. Very cool. Jeskai Revelation as our mythic. We pulled that earlier in just the regular art. Herd Heirloom. 2 mana for a mana rock. Spend it to cast only creature spells until end of turn. Target creature with power 4 or greater gets, if it trample and combat damage to an opponent, draws it a card. Very cool. Transcendent Dragon. From the commander deck, 6 mana 4/3 flash. When this creature enters, if you cast it, counter a spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it in the graveyard. Then you can cast that spell without paying the mana cost. Oh yeah, no, that's solid. Yeah, you get rid of maybe one of their combo pieces, you then have a copy of it. I like it. And Herd Heirloom again. We'll do that. If it's not the land, nope, we're getting good at that. Mountain. Fel Deathgorger, showcase foil. Riling Dawnbreaker in the non-foil. We got the monkey. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that we haven't already seen yet. Alright, Soldier Token. Hey, all out assault. In the showcase, it's not a Halo foil, but it is pretty nice. Dragonclaw we've seen. Dragonfire Blade we have not. 1 mana, equipped creature gets +2/+2, hexproof from monocolored. Okay. So, yeah, there are definitely some burn spells and kill spells that would give help this. Equip 4, but it costs 1 less for each color of the creature it targets. So if you were to try and give this to Izika, for example, it only costs you 1 to equip to her. If it's a 4 mana or 5 mana creature, it only costs 0. Ooh, Teval from the commander deck. 1 black, green, blue. Flying, when Teval attacks, mill 3 cards. Return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whenever 1 or more cards leave your graveyard, make a 2/2 zombie druid. Very nice. And a Lotus Light Dancers. 2 in Sultai for a 3/6 lifelink. When it enters, search your library for a black, green, and blue card. Put them in your graveyard. Search for maybe some Harmonize, maybe some Renew stuff. Put it in your graveyard. You can then use the abilities. You thin your deck a bit. Okay. That's a nice foil all-out assault there. I think those. Ooh. Oh, non-foil? Aw. So we got the Island Pupil Land, but it's not foil, which is dumb, because it should be foil. It's in a collector pack. Yeah, we've seen all of this stuff. We have not seen this guy yet, actually. Yathan Toonguard. 2 mana, 3/3, or no, 3 mana, 2/3, sorry, with Menace. Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it deals combat damage to a player, you then draw a card and lose life. So you put a counter on something, you start getting a bit of card advantage with it. Granted, it will bleed you a bit, but, you know, you can hopefully clear out some games quicker that way. Dragon's Prey, Serpent, Warrior Token. Quarry Mountain Monastery, enters tapped unless you control a plains or an island. Add red, 4 mana, exile the top card of your library until the end of your turn. You can play that card. Or end of next turn. 4 mana for a very slow impulse draw is, Saves the Skies, Inevitable Defeat, Afterlife of the Loom, Sorcery, 8 mana, Delve. You can exile cards from your graveyard to cast it, and it reduces the generic mana. For each player, choose up to 1 target creature in that player's graveyard. Put those cards onto the battlefield under your control. There are zombies in addition to their other types. I like it. So, just fill your graveyard with stuff, end up getting, do a couple board wipes, get some really big creatures. And then, hey, Sarkhan Dragon Ascendant in foil. Oh, that was the pack with no mythic. But we got the Pupil Land, but I'm upset that the Pupil Land's not foil. Like, why isn't it foil? One more. Yeah. Oh, one more. Yeah. Alright. Shadowland. Armament Dragon in Showcase foil. That looks cool. Disruptive Stormbrood we've seen. Teamer. Radiant Victor. Alright, Elephant Token. Foil Inevitable Defeat. Rotkirsch Rakasha. I cannot say that word. But that's nice. Ooh, Revival of the Ancestors. Abzan Saga. Create 3 1/1 white spirits. Distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 creatures you control. Creatures you control gain trample and lifelink until end of turn. Alright. Welcome the Dead. 4 mana. Draw 2 cards. Discard a card. Lose 2 life. Create X tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens or X the number of cards that were put in your graveyard from your hand or library this turn. Flashback for 6. Gotcha. No, I mean, just on the basic cost, you're drawing 2 cards, you're discarding a card, you lose 2 life, and you make a 2/2 zombie. Is that worth the 4 mana? Maybe. And oh, hey, look. Revival of the Ancestors. Yay, correlation. Or collation. Whatever it is where they, you know, sort the packs and whatnot. Or sort the cards into packs. Can you open up, please? Thank you. Alright, there we go. Shadow Swamp. Oh, Sonic Shrieker, I don't think we saw. 5 mana 4/4. When it enters, deal 2 to any target, gain 2. If an opponent is dealt damage this way, they discard a card. Ooh. Oh, Glacial Dragon Hunt in the foil. Ooh, how does the Snowmelt Stag look? Does he shimmer? Oh yeah, he glows. I like that. Alright, copy token. Stadium Headliner. Mardu Siegebreaker. Yatan Road Watcher. Transforming Flourish. 3 mana for an instant with Demonstrate. So you can choose an opponent to copy it. And when they copy it, you then get an extra copy. So you get 2 copies, your opponent gets a copy. Destroy a artifact or creature you don't control. If a permanent is destroyed this way, controllers exiles cards off the top of their library to exile a non-land card. Then they can play it without paying the mana cost. Alright. And Ambling Storm Shell. 5 mana, 5/9 turtle. Ward 2. When it attacks, put 3 stun counters on it and draw 3 cards. Whenever you cast a turtle spell, untap it or just remove a stun counter from it. That was our second pack with no mythic. Oh. Alright. Get the land out there. Hiya! Oh, it's the mountain one. But again, not... Why aren't these foil? Shrieker, Marty Monument, Right of Renewal. Essence Acre. 3 mana. Beginning of your upkeep, Surveil 1. Tap, create a 2/2 zombie druid if a card left your graveyard. But only during your turn. Yeah, make some tokens. Token creation is always good. Lotus Light Dancers. Quarry Monastery. Windcrag Siege. Arbor Adherent. 4 mana, 2/4. Mana Dork. Add X mana where X is greatest toughness among creatures you control. Ah, okay. And Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon. Oh, that was another whiff. Oh, our collector box is not going to be great. I can already feel it. All right. Shadow Forest, Dawnbreaker, Death Gorger, Knockout Maneuver, War Effort, Monastery. Oh, here we go. Bloomvine Regent. 5 mana, 4/5 flying. When it or another dragon enters, you gain 3 life. Or Reclaim Territory. 5 mana. Search your library for 2 basic forests. Put 1 into play tapped. The other goes into your hand. This one's not bad. And I really like the art. Does this... Oh, it does flip. This one does flip over. Into a baby version. Look at the little baby. Permeation. Oh. 6 mana. Return a permanent card from graveyard to the battlefield with a hexproof and indestructible counter on it. Oh, and it's any permanent, so not just creatures. Okay. Oh yeah, you can get something really big with that. Sarkhan, Elusive Hunter. 3 mana, 4/3. Can't be countered. Trample. Whenever a creature you control or a creature spell you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, draw a card. Infantry Shield. Equipped creature has menace and mobilize X, where X is its power. Put on a big guy, get a bunch of little guys. Yeah, I can see that working. And Kotis the Fangkeeper. 1 in Sultai for 2/1 indestructible. If it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top X cards of their library, or X is the amount of damage dealt. You may cast any number of spells with mana value X or less from among them without paying their mana cost. Ah, interesting. Start playing your opponent's deck instead of yours? Like, that could be interesting. I think that one. Alright. Shadow Plains. Encroaching Dragonstorm in Showcase. Roiling Dragonstorm in Showcase. I have not seen this one. Storm Beacon Blade. 1 in a white. Equipped creature gets +3/+0. Whenever the equipped creature attacks, draw a card if you control 3 or more attacking creatures. Sky and Ember. Guide my blade. Bird. Nature's Rhythm. Green X. Search your library for a creature with mana value X or less. Put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. Harmonize is X and 4 greens. I don't know. Like 5 mana to find a 3 mana creature. I mean, it does come on the field, but I don't know. That just doesn't seem good to me. Hey, I will take an Elspeth. There we go. 5 mana for 5 loyalty. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many tokens are created instead. +1, create a white soldier, aka create 2. 0, +1/+1 counter your board and they gain flying until your next turn. Destroy target creature and opponent controls with mana value 3 or greater for 3. Yeah, Ambling Stormshell Turtle. I like that. Reunion of the House. 7 mana. Return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard. Exile. Reunion of the House. These work really good with the star creatures, because I believe star would count as 0. I'm surprised this actually isn't for toughness because of Baitor. And Quasi-Revenant, the upgraded vampire... No, not Vampire Hexmage. I know the card. What is it? Vampire Nighthawk. That's it. 3 mana, 3/3. Flying Death Touch, Lifelink. Renew for 3 mana. Put a Flying Death Touch and Lifelink counter on a creature. So, like, he's very good. Oh, but that Elspeth actually makes me very happy. Oh, Elspeth, I don't know why she is, but she is, like, my favorite Planeswalker. So whenever they make an Elspeth card, I'm very happy. Well, we got the Forest. That's not bad. I like that one. The lit eyelid looks like, you know, a bunch of thorns and stuff. That's cool. Borderborn Dragon, Dawnbreaker, Marshal of the Lost, Dragonclaw Strike we've seen. Okay. Songcrafter Mage. We saw a version of him earlier. Rediscover the Way. Jeskai, look at the top. Oh, no, we saw this before. This is just the special art of it. And Offensa we saw. Codis from the Commander deck. 3 mana for a 3/3. During each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard by exiling 3 other cards from your graveyard in addition to paying other costs. When one or more creature cards you control enter, if one or more of them entered from a graveyard or was cast from a graveyard, put 2 counters on Codis. Okay. I don't know, I think I like the other Codis better, to be able to play your opponent's decks. And a Songcrafter. Jesus. That's like the 3rd rare that we got in the same pack as another version of it. We have 2 packs left. This one and one more. We got something spicy, because we got a double-sided card. But I don't know what it is. Alright, Shadow Forest, Orwin Stormbrood, Sagu Wildling, Shrine Keeper, Summons, Twin Bolt, Appraiser, Delta, Greater Ashen City. Alright. Hey, I will take an Ugin. Eye of the Storm. Very nice. 7 mana, 7. Whenever you cast a spell, exile 1 target permanent that is 1 or more colors. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile 1 or more target permanents that's 1 or more colors. +2, gain 3 life, draw a card. 0, add 3 colorless mana. 11, search your library for any number of colorless cards, exile them and shuffle. Till end of turn, you may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. This is a disgustingly good card. And showing the back is a little baby face. Just a little baby face. United Battlefront. We've seen that. Become the Avalanche. 6 mana. Draw a card for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Then creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your hand. And if you have a way to give them trample, then, yeah. That is, going to be an easy way to close out a game. Ooh, and Scavenger Regent. 4 mana, 4/4 flying, ward of discard a card, or exhume toxin of X black. Each non-dragon creature gets -X until end of turn. Alright, I will take Ugin. Alright, and one last pack. I think that much is good. Yep. Oh, there we go. Foil Pupil Forest Land. That's nice. Feral Deathcourt. I'm actually going to put that in a sleeve, because it seems very hard just to get the Pupil lands, and even harder to get them in foil. Alright, Teeming Dragonstorm, Disrupted Stormbrew. All of these we've seen before. Alright, there's our token. Dracogenesis Showcase Foil. I will take that. That is awesome. 8 mana. Dragons are free. That is really spicy. Does not count for casting Ugin for free, but all the other dragons we've seen in the set. Very nice. Lotus Light Dancers. Frostcliff Siege we have not seen. 1 blue-red. Choose Jeskai or Teamer. Jeskai, whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Teamer, creatures you control have +1/+0, trample and haste. Teamer makes sense. Jeskai makes sense. This is a perfect siege. Hammerhead Tyrant. 6 mana for 6/6 flying. Whenever you cast a spell, return a non-land permanent and opponent controls mana value less than or equal to the mana value, then that spell's mana value to its owner's hand. Okay, so it's a restricted Hullbreak Horror, essentially. Ooh, and an Arev, Heart of the Storm. 4 mana for 4/5 flying. If a creature you control that entered this turn would deal damage, it deals twice that much instead. So really good with haste creatures, or just you know, with the mobilized mechanic, you're getting a bunch of 1/1s. Those 1/1s are actually going to deal 2 damage. So very nice, and a nice double mythic to end the box on. So I think we got 10, maybe a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. About 1 per pack. We had 2 or 3 packs where it was just a whiff. Because we did get 2 in some packs. Japanese Sarkhan is kind of cool. Elspeth I know is a big one. Ugin I know is a big one. And Dracogenesis I actually know is a sought after one. Let's see here. Yeah, right now the foil for Dracogenesis is like $30. Something like that. And then, let's see. Ugin, Eye of the Storm. Yeah, Ugin right now is like 65. Let's go to here. Can I get Elspeth? The Borderless Elspeth is like 37. So, like, this right here is probably like 150 of the box. Then we have, you know, all of these other mythics, all the other rares. Like, I think potentially we met our value. Oh, I am actually curious about this forest. $291. Nope, that does not work the way that I need it to. So forest. Let's actually look. Eye of, or no, Ugin, Eye. Search. Why are you showing me Aether Drift? You stupid thing. Tarkir Dragonstorm. Which then I want card type land. Forest. Oh, the foil is like $5. Seems very hard though to get the foil pupil land. But we got what? A forest, a foil forest, an island, and a mountain. So not too bad on that. Overall, you know, maybe a little upset about the play box, but the collector box I am actually pretty okay with. I'm pretty happy with. The Elspeth is probably going to go into a deck. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a dragon deck. It's kind of been something that's been on my mind. But you know, I'm gonna spend some time, I think, later today just sorting out the cards just to see what we ended up getting. So I think that though will end up being it for the stream because yeah, pack opening streams are usually about 2 hours, and it looks like we're closing in on almost 2.5. So I am okay with that. I am actually curious, how many duplicates in this box did I get? Because I feel like we ended up getting quite a few, like, even if they're slightly different arts. I feel like we ended up getting quite a few just in the same thing. So I know that we had that and that. That was one. That's another one. Oh, that was one. There we go. Yeah, there was a... It looks like there was a lot, actually. Yeah. So, I mean, these are just ones that I quickly found. Revival of the Ancients, Stadium Headliner, Inevitable Defeat, Quarry Mountain Monastery, Songcrafter Mage, Greater Ashen City, 3 Lotus Light Dancers. I think also there was 2 different Ambling Storm Shells. Obviously 2 Sarkons, but one of them's the Japanese one, so I'm not overly concerned with that. The 2 Herd Heirlooms, like, a lot of duplicates in this. And a lot of them also, like, duplicate same art, too. So, I don't know. I wonder if, like, the collation of the packs weren't really done that well for this set, where you're going to get a lot of duplicates. So, I don't know. It does make me wonder. But, you know, I'll think more on that in my own time. So, Drake, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. If anyone else was watching and lurking, you know, thank you for being here as well. And when we stream next, I hope to see you.